Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Body Kind Valentine Week. I'm your host, Katrina Cohe, the CEO of Different Drummer Dance, and I'm ready to dive into day 2 with you. So yesterday we talked about why body kindness and body image resilience is so important for dancers. If you missed that video, it's in the playlist, so make sure you give it a watch. And then today we're going to be talking about how dance teachers can handle negative body talk with their dancers. This can be really tricky and awkward to navigate, right? We might be afraid of saying the wrong thing, or we don't want to be misunderstood, and it can feel really sticky to navigate. So today we're going to address that, and I'm going to give you 3 specific ways that you can manage that when it happens in your dance studio. And I also want to remind you that if you are ready to dive into this material even more, I have 2 resources that you can access right now. One is the Body Kind Valentine workbook. So this is a workbook that I've compiled with lots of different games and activities and printables, coloring sheets for dancers of all ages so that you can start to introduce this concept of body kindness to them this week during Valentine's and use it as a jumping off point to practice body kindness throughout the entire year. So I'll leave the link for that below. I'm also going to leave the link for my Building Better Body Image in Dancers webinar, which is happening on February 22nd. I would love for you to join me there. It's totally free, and the webinar is a great place to start with learning about why body image resilience is so essential for dancers and what things that you can start doing to help support that and mental wellness within your dance classroom and for your dance students. So links for that are below. And if you tuned in yesterday, you also know that I am giving away some prizes this week. So today I have to give away the Brainy Ballerina's Guide to Classical Ballets. So the Brainy Ballerina and Caitlin Sloan are a sponsor of Body Kind Valentine Week. She's offered this amazing download as a prize. The Guide to Classical Ballets is a free download that is going to make any dance teacher's life totally easier, and I'll be giving you details on how to win that prize from the Brainy Ballerina at the end of this video, so make sure you keep watching. All right, let's dive into those 3 tips. How can we handle body negativity when it comes up in our dance classes? Number 1, we want to engage our students' curiosity. So acknowledging the feelings that a student might be having and encouraging them to become curious about what specific feeling they're feeling and why they're feeling it can be really powerful and really helpful for your dancers. So help them to identify what's bothering them, maybe what's underneath what they might be saying, whether that's, ugh, I feel so fat, or ugh, I hate the way that I look, rather than saying something like, oh, you're so beautiful, oh, or I'm sure you're exaggerating. I know when we say those things, our intention is always to try and help and support and reassure our dancers, but that doesn't actually give them any meat to learning about what's really bothering them and learning how to manage those big feelings when they come up. So when we model curiosity, we're modeling a example for them to get curious. I wonder why I might be feeling that way, and show them that this is something that they can learn from rather than just continuing a spiral of negative thoughts and negative feelings. The second thing that we can do is to validate their feelings. So the number 1 way to build connection and show your students that they are safe coming to you is to listen to and validate their feelings. It never feels good when you're talking with somebody and sharing something that maybe you're upset about or worked up about, and the other person's response is, I'm sure that's not true. I bet maybe you're just exaggerating. It's not that big of a deal, right? That never feels good, because then we feel misunderstood, like we haven't been heard or listened to, and it just feels icky, whether we're in the dance classroom or we're in life. So validating our students' feelings is really, really important here. And you can do this by simply just repeating back what you heard the student saying, or maybe summarizing what they just told you. So for example, it sounds like you're really upset about something somebody said about your body. Or I understand why you're hurt. That makes a lot of sense. And I would probably be hurt if I were in your shoes too. And that's all you have to do. You don't have to try and solve the problem for them. Just listen, just validate what they're going through is real. And that's going to build that foundation of trust and respect that we want our dancers to have with us when it comes to mental health and body kindness. Now, the third thing that we want to do is something that we do as teachers all the time, and that is redirect. So we want to model those resilient coping skills by redirecting the dancer or the conversation towards the work at hand, right? Sometimes we just get in this spiral and it's really hard to get out of. So it's our job to redirect the dancers to focus on the task or the goal at hand. And we can do that by offering a goal or an intention or some feedback that has nothing to do with how the dancer looks. So it can be as simple as a word or a phrase that you and your dancers have agreed upon to remind everybody and cue everybody to get back on track. That could be something like, oh, we're overthinking, or a phrase like, remember, we're focusing on progress, not perfection. Or it can be a more involved conversation. But the goal here is really to redirect dancers and give them something to focus on besides what they look like, right? We want to focus on the function of movement over what it looks like. That's our goal here. We can also do that by how we're giving feedback or corrections. So you might say something to your dancers like, I really loved how much focus and intention you put into doing that combination, or your musicality was so beautiful there. I can tell you worked really hard on that. So again, we're taking their focus away from what things look like and away from that appearance aesthetic-based notion and redirecting them to focus on the things that matter, whether that's the task at hand, a combination, a goal, a piece of choreography. It's not always about how it looks, right? So that's the goal with redirecting. Okay, now I have even more of those steps and suggestions in that Body Kind Valentine workbook that I mentioned earlier. So the link is down there. I have 7 ways total that you can learn to manage and navigate and respond to negative body image talk when it comes up with your dancers. So check out that link below. Now, I'm going to tell you more about that prize that I have partnered with the Brainy Ballerina to bring you. She's offering you a free download of her guide to classical ballets that introduces dancers to 5 famous ballets, and it has easy to follow summaries and facts, histories, main characters, and it's just a really great tool for any dance teacher to have in their back pocket. So if you would like to win that prize from the Brainy Ballerina, here's what you need to do next. You're going to like and subscribe this video, and then in the comments you're going to put in the word Tuesday. This is Tuesday, day 2's material of Body Kind Valentine Week. So that's what you need to do if you want to be entered for a chance to win that prize. I will notify all the prize winners at the end of the week, so make sure you're staying tuned for more of Body Kind Valentine Week. I hope these tips were helpful for you, and I will see you back here again for day 3. Bye-bye.